What is your will, my master?
Hey, what's up, Aidan? This is a demo for you for both of your sabers. I've got your MoM hero here, and then I've also got your 7 chambers Aniflex. These are both by 7 chambers. We'll go over this one first because I've got the battery in it. I was doing some testing for your blade right before this video, and I've also got your 1-inch diameter NeoPixel blade, and it is recessed so that it will fit into this hero saber. Install the Proffie V2. You've got CC sabers in here for your main PCB, and you've got a removable battery setup. What you want to do is just unscrew it at the grenade section, and this grenade section comes completely off just like that. You've got a 7-pin PCB right here that makes contact with this blade side PCB in there that stays in there, and that's how you power your blade. I've got a battery in right now, but you can take that right out with your finger, and then you can see your removable battery setup in there. One last thing, if you need to get to your board, you want to unscrew this guy, and you've got a speaker pod. So we'll be testing this guy too. 28 millimeter Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker inside this speaker pod, and it's just a press fit into the pommel, so it stays there. And then you can see your Profi board right there, easy access to your SD card, your micro USB, and then your 2 speaker pogo pins that line up with this guy. And then you just screw this back in when you're done messing with your board. So we'll put a battery in this guy real quick. Now when you take your clamp card and you slide it back or off and drop it, let me put it back on real quick. You don't want to drop it. I did have to sand it a little bit, but it's still nice and firm, and it will stay in there for you. But when you slide it back, you've got your reveal board, and then there's the helper board underneath that you'll never see. So I went ahead and I put those greeblies on the reveal board right here. But over here, you've got your kill switch. We just want to flip that guy and then take our clamp card and slide it back into place just like that. And then you've got your LEDs going off. Right? And we'll screw this back on. Make sure this is locked all the way down. So you got motion controls. Back button is your activation. And then your front button is your auxiliary. To put a blade in this guy, what you want to do is you want to unscrew this top piece right here. We'll take this off. What I like to do after we back up the blade retention, which you'll have to do, just got to back it out of the blade socket like that. And then what I like to do is I will take this guy and slide it over the blade a little bit, just like that. It'll go the entire way if you needed to. You might have a little bit of trouble, but I mean, no, it slides fine. But it's easier just to put it over here, right? So you take this guy, slide it in exactly where it needs to go, and then we'll lock the blade retention screw all the way down. You have to lock it down tight so you get it out of those threads right there. And then you can drop this guy down and screw it in. There we go. A little bit of effort to get this in, but it's worth it. so activation. With that recessed blade, it's super solid. I've got all this fonts on here that you wanted me to. So to get to your music tracks, just hold down power for 1 second and let go. You can turn the blade on while you're playing this. Whoops. Let me get back to that.
You will not turn to the dark side. Then perhaps she will.
We'll hit the music track one more time. So you can turn the blade on when this is going. Your buttons are very responsive, right? The blade lock up right here. So you pull away from it. And then hold power for 1 second and let go to turn that off as well. So yeah, everything's working exactly like it should there. And then I did leave the stock fonts on here for you.
CNC. Smooth Jedi.
And all the control boxes will do the same on every font. The control box blinkies, right?
Smooth Gray. Smooth Fuzz.
One more.
Road Commander.
Just like that. And then we'll take the blade out. So we'll do the same thing, right? We'll just unscrew this top emitter piece. Slide it up just a hair so we can get to the blade retention screw. Now you're going to loosen the screw to get the blade out, but then before you can screw this emitter piece back on, you're going to have to tighten that retention screw back down to get it out of the way. So we'll do that real quick. Just like that. And then we'll put this guy in there. We'll turn it on, and I'll show you we can kill it with the kill key, right? We'll just slide this back a little bit, get to our kill key right here, and it kills everything. So everything's working exactly like it should on this guy. I forgot to test. We're going to test the speakerphone. Hang on a second. It's pretty solid, right? Just like that. So the speaker pod's in there solid. You're not going to lose any sound connection. We'll flip the kill switch over here. It's a little hard to get it when I'm not looking right at it. There we go. And everything is killed. And then you can leave the battery in since you have a kill key on this guy. Or if you want, we'll just unscrew the grenade. We're going to take the battery out because I need it anyway to test the Aniflex. But it should come out just like that with your finger, right? And then we'll slide this back on and we'll go over the Aniflex. Now the Aniflex takes a 7/8 inch blade. This is a 1 inch diameter. Here's your Aniflex right here. So I put your grips on, get everything done. 2 buttons set up. Top button is your activation. Down here is your auxiliary. You do still have CC sabers in here for your main PCB. And then this is a removable chassis setup. So I'm going to give you, I'll put this little tool in your box. It just helps you come over here from the vented pommel and loosen it up a little bit. And then once you get it pretty loose, you can come back over here with your fingers and just do the rest. Just try not to drop it. So it comes off like that. You'll see your speaker and your chassis will fall right into your hand just like that. And then here's your chassis, right? So it says 7 chambers. Aniflex over here in Arabesh. Solo Sabers over here for me. You have the same speaker, 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite. And then you've got your board access right here. So you can get to your micro USB and your SD card without ever lifting that board. But if you wanted to lift it, you could. It's just a press fit down into the shelf, and then I've got a piece of art tape around it, right? And then a removable battery set up here. So we'll throw a battery in this guy, and then I put the fonts on here that you wanted to. I think there was only one font you wanted for the MoM saber, and then 2 versions of the same font that you wanted on this guy, and they're all on here.
Well, you owe me one, and not for saving your skin for the 10th time.
So you can put this chassis in any way you want. We'll just slide it right in, push it right in, and then come over here and screw in your pommel. And again, once it starts to get tight on you, you're going to need to use this tool, because you do need to push that chassis forward a little bit so you can engage all those pins. And then you've got motion controls on this guy too. Auxiliary. Twist off, right? Or you could just hit activation. Oh, I'm sorry. You could hit it again. You could hit it again to turn it off. Just like that. A copy of the config that I use on each of these sabers is on each of these sabers, so you can build off that if you want to. This is your blade retention. I did file that down quite a bit. Try not to do it too much so it still grabs the blade, but when it comes, it comes way too long. So I did take some length off of it. We'll just back it out of the blade socket, and then, like I said, a 7/8 inch blade. I just have a little test blade for this guy, but it's good enough to show you that everything works. Right? You would normally see your blade lock up in about the middle of the blade.
Darth Vader.
Now I forgot to show you on the last saber, but both of these work the same. If you want to change the color, we'll get to one that has a solid color.
Smooth fuzz.
So this is a good example. Just hold down power and hit aux. Sorry, hold down aux and hit power. You hear that noise? And now you can twist the saber and cycle through any color you want, right? So if we wanted a like a green, it's a nice green. Tap power. You hear that noise? So now you've just changed the color on that profile. This one again sounds really nice.
Anakin Skywalker.
Just wanted to play the track for you. And we'll turn it off and take the blade out. So this guy's working too. I want to tighten this back up so I don't forget it. And then, of course, we'll want to take the battery out of this one when we're not using it. And so you'll need to use that tool again. If anything ever happens to this, you can use like a pair of tweezers or something. But this is for being as simple as it is, it's pretty robust and it should last you as long as you don't lose it. So we'll take that off again. You'll see your chassis and it'll slide right out. And then you can come over here from the positive side by the speaker and pop the battery out with your finger just like that. And those are your 2 sabers. So let me know if you, I'm sorry, your 2 sabers and your blades. So let me know if you got any questions. I'm not going to be able to make it to the post office today. It's almost 5 o'clock. So I'll get you a tracking number here shortly, and these will be dropped off on Monday. All right, thanks, man.